Hey guys, how's it going? This is Patrick and you are trading with Prime. Just want to do a quick market recap for Wednesday, July 29th. So yesterday, actually the last several days we've been talking about this, and I'm going to highlight it again, and I know I do this every single day. I highlight the same pattern, wash, rinse, repeat. As long as we stay above this area, this price zone, and as long as we stay above this area, and actually as long as we're staying up above this, there is no reason to really be shorting this market. Yesterday we talked about the plan for today, and that plan was if price was going to break down below this level, could be a possible short entry. If price was going to break out above this level, that's going to be a possible buying opportunity on a retracement. So digging down here to the lower time frame, I'm going to go to the 15-minute chart. And so you can see we kind of open up the day. I don't actually have it on here. I'm going to do this for you guys. This was yesterday's close. And this is what we're going to call the bear trap because there's probably a lot of people that were shorting this yesterday thinking today we would just kind of sell off. And something else, another thing is yesterday we went into the Fed website and we highlighted the area that the Fed was talking about. They're going to do everything in their power to support this market. And so as long as the Fed is doing everything in their power to support the market, we have to really trade with the trend, and the trend is continuously to the upside. It's a buy the dip kind of a market. So this is the bear trap from yesterday. We gapped up above. This is today's price action from this line to everything to the right of the line is today's price action. So right off the bat here, we ran up a little bit. There was some resistance from yesterday. We're in this little price area here. I'll just draw a line straight across like that. And basically the trading plan was above this area, we were going to go ahead and take a long position. Below this area, we were going to go ahead and possibly look at some short trades, being mindful of there being support down here. So something to consider here, we saw price run up on a 15-minute chart. It pulled back, finding support on the moving average. And then it just kind of rallied a little bit higher. Now this price area right here, I did a couple alerts today during the or on the Discord. And by the way, if you want to get the link to our Discord, it is in the description of this video. And so I did a post about this. We have to be very careful around these types of meetings. Things will get a little bit volatile. We have to be mindful of that volatility, and it's possible to be whipped out of trades, which at different parts of today, there's probably a lot of traders wanting to short this market. Something to look at, and again, this is hindsight 2020. It's always easier to see these things after they take place. But let's just say this was our little price area, and we could just kind of draw a line. It could be down here, or it could be a little zone. Let's make a zone out of it. So we see price come up above the zone, pull back, and do almost like a back test on a 15-minute chart. And this again, we talked about this being in the trading plan for today. So taking a long trade either on this pullback or on this pullback was absolutely possible. This is what the chart was setting up to be. I'm going to go back to the daily chart now. I'm going to go back to the daily chart and look at this one more time. And this kind of goes for all your names. It really depends on what you're trading, but you know, it's one of those pick a stock in the S&P 500 kind of scenarios. I mean, not every stock, but most of them. So today is a very bullish day. It's a very bullish close. I do see this now as a support down here. We trade up, we go sideways. I'm going to zoom in on that so you guys can see that. I want you guys to really focus in on this, and hopefully you guys can see this better. We have support here. The market rallied up, pulled back, found support, and it has rallied, made a little bear flat or a bull flag pattern, has played out, and actually the measured move has actually played out. So for all you people, all the short sellers out there, this is something that they want to see as far as, okay, the bull flag played out. You know, that's one check mark for the bears as far as could this have been an entry. I personally would not take this entry, especially at the end of the day. There is resistance at the top of this candle, either the open of this candle up here or even the top of the candle, which comes in just under 327, probably around 327.25, somewhere in that area. So based on the close today, I'm not going to say, you know, anything can happen overnight. We could definitely pull back here as long as we maintain this price level and maybe we'll make a zone out of this. As long as we maintain that price level, and let's say the low of this candle, 322.08, let's just call it 322. The bulls want to hold 322. The bears want to hold, they don't want price to go above 327.20. 327.20, that's as high as the bears would like to see the price go to. However, based on the close today, I would not be surprised if we had a gap higher come tomorrow. And keep in mind, I'm going to go to another chart here. Actually, I'll go to another screen. I want you guys to take a look at this. Okay, tomorrow we have, this is the calendar of tomorrow. So today we had the Powell press conference. Okay, tomorrow we have GDP. Now, this could get really interesting because the forecast, the median forecast right now is negative 34.6%. Previous was negative 5%. So to be honest, this number could come in at negative 33%, and the market could really get interesting, right? And it's all about what the market's interpretation is or what the market's reaction is. Sometimes we see the number higher or lower, and the market still doesn't care. So we'll take a look at that tomorrow. The other thing, also 8:30 a.m. we have jobless claims. Okay, Friday we have personal income. We also have consumer spending. This one is going to be interesting. The reason why is because we see a lot of things with the credit cards versus debit cards, how much consumers are spending, what they are, whether they're using their debit or credit cards would really make a difference on the are they spending their stimulus checks, or do they actually have income to spend? And then the last thing I want you guys to see, earnings tomorrow. This is very important also. And I would, another thing is the market could trade sideways up through earnings just for this, let's wait on these last couple companies. We have Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook all reporting tomorrow. There's a lot of names in here that are big names, but these four for sure are going to move the NASDAQ depending on how well or how poorly they do. And again, it's all what the analyst median forecast. They just have to beat that forecast. And then we have forward guidance, which may or may not be bad. We'll see how that turns out. Okay, let's get back into the chart. Let's go to so that's the S&P 500. As far as a game plan tomorrow, if you are shorting this market, I really don't see a reason to short this as of right now. It's possible, and I'm not here to, as far as my trading plan goes, I'm not trying to short this. This market is in a definite uptrend. For now it's in an uptrend. It could easily roll over at any point, but the signals and signs are not there for a rollover yet. And believe me, we will be here when it does. The other thing I want to see is, let's take a look at the ES. I promised somebody we'd do the ES chart. So this is the ES futures. If you trade the S&P 500, you really want to know what the ES futures are doing. And right now we see a high, or we see closing print 3256.25. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on this. So we're coming into resistance right now, and right now this resistance is 325.950. We also have resistance. I don't know if they're going to get up this high, but we have resistance around 3256. We also have at the high of this candle. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more here, just so you guys can see this. We have resistance at the high of this candle, possibly the open of this candle, but we have almost a zone here. But again, price can easily come back down to the low of this candle and it still be bullish on the daily chart. We're above all the moving averages, right? All three moving averages, we're above them. So really, again, there's no reason to be shorting this. Now, depending on what time frame you're looking at, let's look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart, keep this in the back of your mind. If you are a bull in this market, keep this in the back of your mind. The high of this weekly reversal candle is 3284.50. It is possible, I don't know if it's probable or not, it is possible this was a weekly reversal candle, and it's possible this week we are just doing a quick retest of that price resistance and then possible rollover. But again, I'm not here to trade that way. What I'm here to trade is if we break down below these levels are good short ops, right? It's not about picking the top. This market isn't an uptrend, right? The way I see it, market isn't an uptrend. Let's go to the Qs and then we'll wrap this up. So we talked a little bit about the Qs yesterday, and this is the weekly chart. And again, on the weekly chart, and not the Qs themselves, but in several of the names, Apple, I believe Google. There's several names that in the Qs, several main companies that have had reversal candles these last 2 weeks. And we were wondering, is this just a consolidation period where they resume down, or is it consolidation where we resume up? For me, I think I like to take it one day at a time, so we could look at that each day. But just looking at it one day at a time, we do see the Qs are in an uptrend, and there's two possibilities here. And this is kind of the same possibilities as yesterday with the S&P 500, right? Let's look for a breakout or let's look for a breakdown. I don't see why this day back here can't be a support day, and that was on the 24th of July. That could easily be, just like the S&P 500 just played out, that could easily be a bull flag. And honestly, this rising wedge pattern we were talking about to back test on the rising wedge, it's just a possibility. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, and I'm not forecasting that. I'm just saying, as far as taking a trade, I would like to see a breakout. Possible back test again on the 15-minute chart, 30-minute chart, hourly chart, daily chart. It might take some time to do a back test. But as far as swing trading goes, it would be nice to see it on those charts. Again, the Qs could just sit here and trade sideways, right? And to me, they would still be the Qs as a whole on the daily chart would still be bullish, right? Another option for the Qs is this could be a possible breakdown. And know this, if price does get up to the high, around the high of this candle, 265.55, there will be resistance here. And there will also be resistance up here at 268.41. So maybe jot those numbers down. And then as far as support, we do have support around 251.30. And of course, we have support at 256.70. So keep those numbers down. And you know, I don't know about taking swing trades. This chart's, you know, let's see here from the March lows. This market has ran 63%, almost 64%, and so far it's had a pullback of 7%, which technically would be a good entry as far as going long if you did take it back here on the 24th. So keep that in mind. So, you know, we're going to look at Apple tomorrow. It could go either way. We're going to look at Amazon tomorrow. It could go either way. We really don't know. I don't know if I like this pattern. This almost looks like a pennant. You know, there's so many ways we could draw lines on this chart. I don't know. Let's take it one step at a time. Let's see what it does. We did have support in this area. We do have resistance up here. We are pretty high on the chart as far as being all the way up here to where I don't know if I would be taking long trades in this market. There are a lot of other good opportunities. If I open up the some of the names on the watch list, there's a lot of other opportunities here. I mean, the banks right now are definitely picking up some steam. Higher lows, higher highs. I would not be surprised for Bank of America to be trading up near the 25, let's call it around 26 to 26.50 area to go challenge this 200-day moving average. AMD, absolutely amazing breakout. Still sad I didn't take that trade. There's a lot of opportunities out here. Absolutely a lot of opportunities. And actually, looking at the IWM, let's look at the daily close here. I would not be surprised if IWM, and I can tell you right now, if the IWM does break out above this 150 area, I would not think that they're just going to stop right here at 153. I would think they would go higher. We've been trading sideways for 2 weeks now, so I would expect higher prices above 153, but we'll see if that's actually what happens. To me, that's what it looks. The chart looks like it wants to break out higher. And last thing, we'll look at the transports, and I'll wrap this video up. Transports, same thing. Looking at the transports, they're doing the same thing. They're breaking out. right? But this bull flag pattern above all the moving averages, I don't think they're going to stop at 10,000. Right now they're about at 10,000 right now. They might even go challenge this up here at 10,366. And I can tell you right now, if the transports in that IWM are both rallying up to these price levels, it's going to pull the rest of the market up with them. I don't think the transports are going to rally and the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq are just going to sit back and, just kind of watch them rally without them. I guess it's possible, but not as likely. That wraps it up. I hope that answers all of your questions as far as the analysis. Be sure to tune in Sundays, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We go live for approximately an hour to answer any questions. And also check us out in Discord. The link is in the description. If you've gotten value out of this video, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them underneath the video in the comment section. Thank you, and we will see you shortly.